under your butts.
My American.
I've been tracking Sasquatches for 25 years.
My American.
Global awakening to the New World Order.
My American.
Artificial intelligence android.
My American.
Do you believe in UFOs?
Yes, sir. Extraterrestrial.
You're listening to Pardon My American.
Well, happy Wednesday.
What's up, everybody?
Happy-
We're alive.
Happy Hitman Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Greg?
It is Hitman Wednesday.
Yes, man.
Oh
Hitman,
my God,
man.
no one's safe.
Oh,
Well, as long as you're not a CEO for a healthcare company, you're probably safe.
Well, hey. Now, so that's the thing, because I just bookmarked. I know we've been bookmarking a lot of things on this guy, and
yeah.
I found a thread that kind of goes through what UnitedHealthcare has been up to.
Yeah.
They don't cover, I mean, like, they're one of the worst rejection rate, what is it, healthcare providers, right?
Yeah, I think it was like a 33% rejection rate or something like
33? Holy,
Ooh, or what-
you don't
or-
say.
that. Or maybe 32.
Yeah, it's probably not 33, but hey.
Yeah.
They're up there for being like notoriously bad as an insurance policy. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, man. Maybe get a different insurance company. You know what I'm saying? That might be the case, but there's a lot to say about it. It is definitely trending heavily right now on all platforms. And it's this kind of thing shows the ugly side of things. You know what I'm saying? You see the video. It's not good. It's not a good video. Shooting somebody in the back, it's not a great thing. And on top of it, you have a large swath of people in the country who obviously are saying this is great. This is justified. And that's kind of sick. I got to be honest with you. It's a little sick. So I definitely am curious about your guys' opinion. That's for sure. But I saw this coming in this morning, got to work. And what time was it? I text you, Greg.
It's pretty early.
Yeah, man. I mean, my time, it was a 2-hour difference, but I saw it as I was getting in my car, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is something. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a thing. And as soon as I had to work, so I didn't think about it much, but I was like, man, by the time I get to the studio, we're gonna have so many bookmarks, and there's gonna be so many 33s and 45s. Remember what time he was shot? What time was he shot, Greg?
6:45.
What, 6:47?
6:45. 45.
Oh,
What's
was
up
it
with that?
45 or 47?
45.
Either way, it's Trump.
What's up with that, dude? What's up with that? You know what I'm saying?
45 and 47, dude. Like, what?
Yeah. So no, what's your hot take, man? What are you thinking?
I don't know that much about the guy. I was gonna try to look at some of the stuff that we had posted, but like, from what I've heard, is he became CEO of UnitedHealthcare in 2021, right in the peak of the jib jab mandates. So I'm wondering if the shooter was somebody who was mandated, had a family that kind of fell victim to this whole indoctrination, maybe got sick, maybe died. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, without it's early. It's very, very early. They haven't even caught the guy, if I'm not mistaken. As of a little bit ago, there's a manhunt, which that's gonna be tough. I gotta be honest with you. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people over there.
Well, I mean, show the picture, Chris. I think we have like the picture of the guy bookmarked. You can see his nose and his eyes. He went to Starbucks before the shooting, and I think that there's some, occult symbolism there. You can look at the Starbucks symbol.
Okay, I like where your head's going.
You might find some in tune occultists out there that go, ooh, yeah.
Very much hard to tell what this is. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say that somebody did point out the backpack, and I wish I would have saved it, but a gentleman actually has that same backpack. It is a expensive backpack, and it is not a common backpack, which may be something that they can use. I can't remember what it was called.
What does that mean? Not a common backpack?
Because it's very expensive. It's just not like a Janssen. It's not a fucking Columbia backpack. You know what I'm saying? Like, had you went to Walmart, that would have been hard to trace because they sell so many backpacks. This particular backpack is from, I can't remember the company.
So the shooter has money. That's what you're trying to say?
Possibly. I mean, it's the guy that was talking about is like, it's not a common bag because it's pricier, like greatly pricier than a normal backpack. So that's not just a common bag. Maybe they could use that to trace, maybe if they can't find the guy. The other thing was he took a scooter. I'm kind of jumping all over, but you'll have to excuse us because it's all.
Did he?
fresh.
I thought that was like a joke.
No, he took an e-scooter.
An e-scooter.
Or an e-bike, whatever New York has, scooter bike. It's
Dude, San Francisco has that shit too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
but here's the thing.
Well, Austin has those to be,
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
they do.
Yeah, Austin, most major cities do. Let's be real. Portland has a lot, but they're all in the river because the hobos.
Well, he made his way
throw 'em
afterwards. He moseyed on over to an alleyway, which he had it staged there for an escape vehicle.
No, he took a scooter. Yeah, that's what happened. He went to the alleyway of 54th and 55th Street, and then there was camera footage showing him getting on an e-scooter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
going into Central Park.
He probably moved it and put it in the alleyway.
Yeah,
that way he had an escape vehicle.
Supposedly, there's a guy on Twitter who, and I haven't verified this, so take this as a grain of salt. But there's supposedly a guy on Twitter who's able to access, I guess, it's public record. You can access who gets those scooters because you have to pay for those with a card.
Oh.
And so he's claiming that he found the scooter and that he figured out who the gentleman is because he used a city scooter, which you have to use a card to use.
Well,
now, is that
looks
true?
like a bike.
It could be an e-bike. Either way, because some have
Well, here,
some have
I'm
scooters.
gonna bookmark this so you guys tell me what you think. There's a photo of it in the lower right-hand corner. So I don't know. That looks like a bike to me. It looks like
could have been a
he's
bike.
just pedaling away.
Yeah, it's a bike. So either way, supposedly it was one of the city bikes. You know what I'm saying? That you can just grab. A scooter or bike. I say
But
scooter.
you don't have to pay for that, right? You just start pedaling?
No. So listen, I'm not from New York. I don't live in New York. I don't know what the policy is there, but being in multiple cities, Portland, obviously, Austin when we were there, the bikes or the scooters are around and they have like a little kind of pad on them and you have to put your card in or you have to have an account basically. And then you can just get on it, ride it, and then it charges you. And then you just drop it wherever, and then
I bookmarked another photo. I see what you're saying. And then this actually has a nice little diagram, kind of like what we saw in Daily Mail with the missing woman. But this shows like a timeline of what happened. So like at 6:44, the victim is walking alone towards the New York Hilton Midtown.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Right, and then 2, the shooter was lying in wait alongside the building, fires at him. Shooter then runs to an alleyway between 54th Street and 55th Street.
Yep.
So then he gets onto an electric city bike, like you're saying.
So this gentleman on Twitter, on X, X, claims that he was able to hack or get access to this gentleman's thing. Now, here's the thing. I would have to think that the police, knowing that he got on one of the city scooters or city bikes, whatever you want to call it, was able to think, okay, we can definitely trace this. At minimum, if you use somebody else's card, is there a chance that they could look at that card and find out where else that was used recently? Maybe get a better shot without the mask on.
Well, that's how they.
So what did you say he hacked? He hacked who?
I don't know that he hacked it. I was watching this video on TikTok, and this gentleman showed this man's, where they showed in the background shit. I don't know if it's what I didn't understand was if it was public information that anybody can access, or if he was able to kind of hack into the system and find it. Obviously, if it's public information where you can get on.
So you're saying the guy who was recording the video might have hacked into it?
No, it wasn't him. He was talking about this particular X person who was. Look it up. I mean, I'm sure you can find it on X right now.
Well, no, like when you say him, there's a lot of hims in the story. So I'm just trying to.
The gentleman making the video talked about the man on X who hacked or got into the system. It was not the gentleman that was filming. He was just on the front screen, like this guy, whatever his feed was, seemingly found out who this gentleman was. He didn't release anything, which I think is dangerous, right? You obviously don't want to start releasing. I even see it in some of our side feeds where there's people showing pictures of other people, and they're like, "This is him." Yeah. That's a little risky because obviously you're talking about a killer, and if you're putting other people's photos that have nothing to do with this, that's not a smart decision.
And too, like you're saying, I'm sure the cops could figure this out if he did rent it. Yeah. So, but they're not going to announce that they did because then he would get the tip off that they found him and he could run.
Well, not only that, but he went to Starbucks, bro. Like he bought something at Starbucks. He was in line. Yeah. Right? So I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't buy anything. I don't know.
That comes into question. Like, how much of a professional was this guy?
Well, so some are saying very professional, which I would.
He seemed pretty professional to me.
Yeah, and his backpack. Supposedly, there's a chance that he obviously changed clothes. But even in some of the CCTV footage that you see of him, even entering Central Park, those areas, like he looks like he's wearing the same shit. So I don't know that he did a change there, but maybe in Central Park, that's a pretty vast area. Maybe that's where he did a change. But even if it was a stolen card, you know what I'm saying? Like there's other ways they could identify, like, again, if he used that card in other areas where he wasn't wearing a mask, that's possible.
Yeah. Can we play the video of the shooting on here? Probably not.
Well, without the
yeah, probably not.
I actually, on my TikTok, I have one where it stops it right as, you know.
Oh.
Well, because like it's throughout the shooting, he's very calm, collected, reloads, points, aims, and he's steady. He's not like frantically, he doesn't run away. He's very calm, bro. And that's the first thing I noticed. I was like,
Hitman.
This guy knows what he's doing. He doesn't give a shit. And like, he's there to get this thing done.
So
you know
supposedly, Greg, he didn't reload. Supposedly the gun jammed.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah.
So the gun had jammed and he was able to unjam the gun and then proceed to continue.
And he had a silencer.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. So listen,
For sure.
Regardless, it's well thought out at minimum. It's a well thought out thing. There's some stuff with the police and witnesses that aren't jiving for me. There's a couple witnesses who said that they saw the gentleman most of the night standing there. They said that he was out there. He was like there most of the night waiting, kind of lingering. But if you listen,
I heard people seeing him there only like 5 minutes beforehand.
That's what the police said.
Oh.
The police came out and said he showed up 5 minutes before the shooting, but there's multiple witnesses saying that the gentleman was lingering around that area for most of the night. And so that's what I'm curious on. Was he, because see, here's the thing. If he came 5 minutes before, that tells me that this dude knows some shit or knows people that knows him, knows where he was showing up, knows what time he's supposed to be showing up, and just showed up right before. You know what I'm saying? If he's waiting all night, that's a little different. That tells me that he actually doesn't know exactly what time this gentleman's going to show up.
Or he's preparing.
All night?
I mean, when else are you going to prepare? You got to have that scooter there. You got to have your shit. Like, you got to know the entrances and exits. And
I'm not sure. It just those stories don't add up. So who knows? Maybe the gentleman, because he said that he heard 3 shots. The witness said he heard 3 shots. Do you want to play this video or no? Which one is it?
The one you cut.
No, this is the one. This doesn't actually show, just so YouTube doesn't all get their panties in a wad here. This just shows the right up to the point of the first shot where you don't see no blood, no gore, none of that shit. Boom. Right in the back, bro. And then he obviously runs across the street and takes off.
So yeah, I want to kind of like look at this thread that I bookmarked on Twitter because it kind of goes into debunking some of the information, I guess.
Okay. And
this has been reshared by like accounts that I trust. Ian Carroll reshared this. But this is a thread by Louisville Legun. So Chris, if you can find it down in the bookmarks, it says there's been a bunch of misinformation about today's murder of the United States or the United Healthcare CEO. Freudian slip.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm going to debunk some of the firearm nonsense that's been stated. So myth number 1, the pistol was a Wellrod B&T Station 6. This is categorically false, the guy says. And he's saying that the Wellrod pistol uses a bolt action mechanism that requires a twist and pull action to open and close the breech. In this photo, and he shows a photo of the Wellrod pistol, you can see how the rear of the pistol must be twisted and pulled out to chamber a new round. And that's what people were suspecting, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he had to pull it and twist it to the side. In the next one, you can kind of see the video of him shooting. He says, contrast to this, the video that I slowed and zoomed, you can clearly see the slide attempting and failing to cycle after the shot, along with a puff of smoke from the cartridge being fired. The Wellrod style's breech remains closed until manually opened. So he's kind of saying that this is not a Wellrod pistol, right?
Who said it was a Wellrod pistol? Just out of
I guess that's been a myth going around. I don't know. I haven't looked at like
okay.
The
So
myths going around.
No, that's what I was asking though. Is he debunking like something that the police said or just something that's circulating the internet? That's why I was
probably
curious
just things
internet?
that are going around the internet.
Okay, cool.
So myth number 2, the shooter was using a subsonic ammunition because he was a professional. Also false. The shooter was firing 9mm. Photos of the live rounds found at the scene shows ordinary low-weight FMJ ammunition, not heavier self-defense loads like 147 GR HST or similar. Bebop, boo, bop, boo. There's a lot of acronyms going on there. So he has this snippet of an article saying authorities found 3 live 9mm rounds and 3 discharged 9mm shell casings, as well as a cell phone at the scene of the shooting.
So that one guy was accurate then. The guy that said that he heard 3 shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So why would he be wrong about the guy being there all night? That's just that.
Yeah.
It, yeah.
Well, my only question would be,
Oh, cheers.
how? Oh,
Just a little pop for you.
Just
Where's
lost a
yours?
follower.
Oh yeah.
Every time we
that
crack a
lady's
can,
like,
we
not
lose a
again, fucking assholes. Cheers.
There we go.
no, not again.
Okay.
My only question would be, the guy maybe have been right about the three shots.
Sure.
But unless he was just standing around all night long, how would he know that the guy was looming around all night long?
Well, the guy could have been homeless.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I
He
didn't
said he
take
was.
that.
He said he was hanging out in a car.
he was hanging out.
He
in the
was
car.
homeless with a fancy ass backpack.
Dude, you can find it. I mean, you actually.
He was
we can
he
look
was
at it later.
participating in a soup kitchen,
Yeah.
and he heard
He probably-
gunshots and noticed
Yeah.
this guy wandering around for hours on end, and was wondering why he wasn't also participating.
Yeah, he was neighborhood watch. You remember that? Neighborhood
Exactly.
Watch.
He probably found the backpack at Ross.
We
or
can
something,
find
you know
that
what
though
I mean?
later on. Let's find that because I want
If he was in a soup kitchen,
No. Well, maybe, but
Oh.
let's find his clip, and you can kind of hear what he has to say later on. I want to get these myths out of the way, though. You know what I'm saying? Like these are interesting.
Yeah.
So that was
myth-
number 2. Okay.
Yep. Myth number 3, he purposefully used subsonic rounds to keep the gun from cycling. So this is false. The failure to eject malfunction was likely caused because he used a silencer without a Nielsen device. Purpose-built handgun silencers have piston/booster assemblies for this.
Okay.
So he's admitting right here that the eject did malfunction.
Okay.
The addition mass of a silencer on a Browning-style barrel prevents the firearm from cycling properly. The booster gives a bit more oomph to the recoil. The presence of live ammunition at the crime scene is an indicator that the firearm was malfunctioning instead of working as intended.
Okay.
And then he kind of just says the same clip there and shows you a little picture.
I mean, it's
of
good.
the
It's good to
sights.
go through this stuff because obviously, with the internet, people are gonna just talk about all different things and kind of assume all different things. So I don't know how relevant this is to anything, other than like kind of disproving some of the people speaking because I've never even heard of that weapon personally.
Yeah, well, I think this, he says again down here, we don't have to go through the rest, but he's saying, like, I'm guessing that we're going to see that this was probably a homemade silencer, either 3D printed or whatever, right? So that's why the fitting wasn't correct. You have some sort of jamming.
well,
I don't know.
I mean, guns jam. That
They jam.
happens.
Yeah, they
So do gums.
Gums
jam.
do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen.
Slappy.
Yeah.
I think if you look at just the because obviously it's very, very new and they're not releasing much, and usually we get the whole like backstory within a couple hours, right? This is his Instagram, but we don't know who this guy is. We don't know anything about it. When you look at like Occam's razor kind of situation, this is probably somebody that was fucked over at some point. You know what I mean? I'm just saying a base level. There's obviously could be a lot more, but it could be somebody who was fucked over by the insurance company. Maybe he lost a relative or a daughter or son or a wife to not having treatment.
They
and-
denied their claim or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Dude, I don't know. So, like, when I see something like this, I think it looks professional. Maybe he's not professional. Who the fuck knows? But, like, he just seemed calm. I'll just put it that way. Like, he's done this before, right? He wasn't scared. Because normally when you see people firing off a weapon and they hit somebody and kill somebody, they look all scared and they're like, "Oh!"
Or
yes, he was
They
running
look
away,
like they're in a hurry or something. Or like
yeah,
they're,
we
they're
did see
flustered.
him run across the street. So,
Yes,
I mean, like,
but
there is that.
he did run across the street, but it took him a while to do that. Like, he walked
Yeah.
up to the guy first and was like fucking around and make sure he accomplished the job, and then he took off across the street.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So it looked like whenever I see something like that, I go like, who benefits from this? And that's what I want to know is like, who's the next person up in line, right? Was there somebody like waiting to get a job? Was this guy a liability to the company? Did he do something against the law? Right?
I
Was he
heard-
about to shed some information? I don't
I
know.
heard that the meeting that the CEO was going to was potentially a merger meeting.
It was a merger meeting. For
So
another
did
company.
somebody not want this merger to happen?
Well, wait. So that's what's being reported. It was a
Yes.
merger meeting
There's
between
another-
United Healthcare
and some
who?
other company.
And another
Insurance
insurance company. They were going to be merging. That was fairly widespread news that's what this whole thing was about. But again, I don't think we're going to be able to say much until more information's got. Because I've heard even stuff that, I mean, there's people freaking out about the meeting, what kept going, and people walking over the body to get to this meeting.
Yeah.
I heard this morning that the meeting was
I heard it was canceled. Yeah.
So I'm not real sure where people are. Listen, with the internet,
well, that was saying that the meeting was supposed to take place at 8. So this guy was probably, I don't know, walking to go get coffee first thing in the morning and then just got shot.
Yeah, he was at the hotel across the street, and he walked across the street.
But like, do you know who this Mario Nawfal is on X?
He's pretty. I don't know who he is, obviously.
No one knows who he is.
But
He's just like this active guy
he
who
gets
always
like shared around a lot by.
Yeah, he always hosts spaces and like people like trust the guy. So I'm like, okay, yeah. But he put this thing up like, who is this guy? Because I didn't really know that much about Brian Thompson, right? So I guess he led the company, United Healthcare, to a record-breaking revenue of $98.9 billion in a single quarter, dude.
Yeah.
But
That's
he
a
also
lot of money.
implemented some of the most controversial policies. He took over in 2021, like we talked about, right after COVID. And I don't know, like denying payments for non-critical ER visits. He's basically known as being bad on policy. Policy critics said that he penalized patients for seeking care. See, now, I don't know if the CEO is the one to blame, I guess. But it's like, you got a boardroom of numerous people making this decision. The CEO is just the head, signing off, like Joe Biden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's the whole company probably has issues. I think that's not even just United. We're talking about just issues across the board with health insurance, man. I mean, but the problem I have ultimately, and I don't know anything about him either, to be fair. Obviously, when you have these biases, like everybody's gonna say he's the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like worst policies ever, and maybe he does. I have no idea, but he did get shot, in the back, killed. And the thing that grosses me out is just the amount of people that are saying like this is deserved. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hate it, you can hate the insurance companies, you can hate.
Are you shocked? Like I haven't seen that, but I'm not shocked that people are saying that.
Oh man, it's listen, am I shocked? No. Disappointed. I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? But no, because when Trump was almost assassinated, we saw the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's one or the other, but it's just kind of sad that we aren't in a position where like, if you have issues with these companies, I'm sure there's ways to go around it. You know what I'm saying? The people can speak, right? So if you really think this company's bad, or
if you have money.
Well, if you're talking about lawsuits and shit, but here's the thing. I do think that there are people that would support it with money. You know what I'm saying? If there was enough signatures, enough people that were supporting it as a whole, I feel like you could. And at the same time, like go to other companies. You know what I'm saying? Like if this is a bad company, and I understand that a lot of people don't have that choice. You know what I'm saying? They get they get insurance through their job. I can't speak for all jobs, but I don't know how you guys are, but with my previous jobs, you had choices between certain companies, Blue Shield or Kaiser or X, Y, and Z. Which one do you want?
Kaiser's
to choose?
usually on there for everybody.
Well, that's a West Coast thing, not over here. Obviously, Kaiser's not even an option. But I'm saying like usually you have some options, and so I guess if you're concerned, maybe do a little more research and figure out if this is a company that you actually want to be supported by.
That was a sexy can crack.
That
dude.
was a pretty nice crack, dude. I didn't
That
even
one
look.
got my nipples hard.
That was a championship crack right there.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That
Nice.
was fucking good.
That was pretty nice. No, it's just gross. Though.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know, dude.
gross.
Like people in the chat are kind of talking it up here. I saw Kappa Joe saying, I wonder what this was a distraction for. I kind of think that too, but like, not everything is a distraction, but this sure does feel like, hey, we need a distraction soon. Go pop somebody. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't it? Like, this is such a random event where it's like, it looks like murder for hire. And then just all of a sudden, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, see, listen, I don't think it looks like murder for hire. That's, I guess, where I'll probably disagree. Like, there's no evidence that this guy was some, like, hitman. I understand, like, what you're saying. He looked
Well,
fairly
if
calm.
you were a hitman, there wouldn't be evidence.
I don't know, man. I don't want to see a suit. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
what would it look like if it was a hitman?
I don't think
gun
him.
wouldn't
I
jam?
don't think him standing right in front of cameras would be a choice thing. You know what I'm saying? He could have been out a ways away if he was a real hitman. Listen, watching movies. I'm not saying that Hollywood,
true.
but like he's standing right there. There's people all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like one person could have tackled the guy, and it would have been donezo. Like it just
unless he knows that he's not going to get in trouble. Like what if he works for an intelligence agency?
Well, yeah, but you're talking about now, and I agree. But we're talking about that's up the chain. I'm saying at the moment of the shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude that was being interviewed. He's not a small human being. What if you were just a bystander, right? And he starts shooting this guy in the back and you tackle his ass and all of a sudden he's down and you got him and he goes to jail. That doesn't seem like a hitman thing. Like maybe it's a Hollywood bias. Maybe it's like, this is what we see on TV. I feel like he would have been farther away. I feel like he could have got the job done on the next block where maybe there wasn't cameras readily available from the alleyway. Like there's things that you could do. I'm just saying it doesn't strike me as like this guy is a paid professional like that. I haven't got to that point yet. And there really is no evidence that says he is.
Well, Danielson said that in the chat too. He's like, not professional. He shot him in the calf first. And I would say I would shoot him in the calf first if I was a professional hitman.
Yeah, he can't run away.
Yeah, I can't run away.
Oh, dude, you shot him in the back. That's such bullshit. You could have shot him right in the head. One shot and been done. You think a hitman is going to take 3 shots, jam his gun, and take more? Like, he's going to shoot him in the head one time, and it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's in the movies, bro.
No? What do you mean? Wait,
yeah,
what?
That's Antonio Banderas in a fucking Assassins. Come on now.
Explain to me how you're 10 feet away. I'm making
Explain
it
to me this.
I feel like that's the way it was done. Like the 3 is like an actual like tactical. I can't even talk. Tactical move, like the way it is. You like inebriate him, like bring him down.
Inebriate him?
Not inebriate. What's the word?
Give him some booze, dude. I say like heart attack gun.
Yeah,
Just
that's the wrong kind of shot.
No, it's not the word.
It's the wrong kind of shot.
You know,
inoculate him. Oh wait, that's
stop
the wrong
him.
one too.
Make it so he can't like escape, and then you injure him severely or something, and then I feel like there's a 3-step thing, like pop, 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 and then you're done. It's not like a headshot every time. That's not how it is. I could be wrong.
I know, but hear me out. Like, why? Like, if your job is to kill this man, and we're getting off the deep, this is just Hitman style shit.
Yeah.
If your job is to kill this person,
yeah,
and you are literally the guy walks by you, and the dude doesn't even recognize you as a threat. You walk by, you're fucking feet away from this guy, and you have a gun. He doesn't know what's going on. You're gonna shoot him in the calf. Like, that is so dumb. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
So,
if it's a training thing, I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
So I had a military guy that I used to work with. He always called it 3-tap rule, right? You two to the fucking core, 1 to the head. That is not a 1 to the calf, 1 to the back, jam it up. He didn't even get shot in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you finish it. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
I don't know. I mean, maybe he wasn't like. Maybe he was a lower tier professional,
or he was just a guy who was pissed, bro. And I
probably, yeah. I don't know.
The thing about him being like not freaked out looking, if you're so in your head that this is what you have to do. Now think about this: like you're literally going to take a man's life, right? We can't comprehend that as the 3 of us. Like that's a huge thing. If you're that out of it that you think that this is the only way. You know what I'm saying? Like and this is premeditated. This isn't some crime of passion where he shoots and he's like, oh, fuck, what'd I do? Like this dude probably been thinking about this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm assuming. But I'm saying it's obviously he's been waiting around. He had his backpack. He had a bike ready to go. Like, I don't know, man.
I think if you look at the Olympics and you see the assassin, right? Assassin's Creed, walking, lighting the torch. Yeah. I bookmarked some photos. Compare that to what the guy actually looked like. You know what I mean? It's very similar, like hooded, covering up the face, kind of showing like the forehead, right? He's showing his nose. He's showing somewhat of his mouth. Now, if you go to the picture of the guy, the actual shooter, this is, down a couple pages. Yeah, scroll down. There you go. Kind of covered up, kind of like Assassin's Creed, bro. You know what I mean?
Maybe he was a gamer.
He's probably a gamer. He's probably like, hey, this is an Olympic fucking ritual.
He's the gamer, and he's like, I can do this.
Yep.
Like I play this game all the time. I can do this.
It's the end of the world.
Man.
The white horse at the Olympics, the assassin taking out somebody. I mean, come on, it's all connected, dude.
I think he hung like a horse. He's a white man hung like a horse. It's close enough.
Yeah, he's got a big dick energy.
Yeah.
That's why he shot that guy in the calf. He shot him in the dick. You know what I mean? That CEO got a dick shot.
Damn, dude.
That's a big old dick.
Damn.
Oh, maybe the guy got denied on like a penis enlargement surgery on a
Oh yeah.
So he's like, oh, I know this CEO's big dick fucking CEO guy. I'm gonna shoot him in the dickhead because he wouldn't let me make mine bigger.
Maybe this is
Watch
maybe
it. It
this
comes
is,
out later. It comes out later. Like autopsy reveals CEO of UnitedHealthcare was shot in the penis.
Missing dickhead.
Maybe this is Ken, formerly known as Tracy, who couldn't get the surgical procedure that they needed to be happy. in
Yeah,
life.
wiped clean, dude.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
maybe. No, that would have gone through for sure.
Yeah, New York probably.
Yeah.
Dude, probably. You're
Yeah.
probably around that. Yeah, listen, theories are good. I like that. It's interesting.
I'm going with that theory. I'm gonna say he was a gamer. He played Assassin's Creed a lot, and
Yeah.
he thought this guy wouldn't let me make my dick big. I'm gonna
You
take.
sound like such a pussy.
I'm
right now.
gonna fucking
wouldn't
take.
You won't make my dick bigger.
I'm gonna
He
fucking
wouldn't
take
yeah,
his
either
from
you-
him.
You sound like a giant vagina, or you sound gay as hell. Like this guy wouldn't let my dick get big.
Yeah.
This
Son of a biscuit.
This guy wouldn't let me get my dick big.
Gosh,
Yeah.
dude.
You little wiener.
I don't know how to go forward with that one.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Well, so Flex in the chat is saying, they're going to pin it on a Trump supporter or something. I don't know if they will.
No.
If you see more of these happen and then you see like remnants of like Trump gear, then maybe. But do you guys think that this happens again to somebody else? And do you think that other CEOs are afraid right now?
Oh, yeah, they're absolutely afraid. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
that is not even a question, dude. Like, that's the thing is, like, will it happen? I think if it happens, I don't think this is, I personally just gut feeling don't think this is some coordinated thing. That's my just initial take, and I could be dead wrong. The only thing that's worrisome is the amount of support for this. I mean, there was one lady that was watching just as I rolled up who's like, no jury in all of America would sentence this guy.
Yes, they would.
But you know they would. I know, but I'm saying that is the feeling that people have is like these guys are the scum of America. Okay, the greed, the fucking eat. I mean, I think it was a point where eat the rich was trending.
That girl's probably sitting in the jury with the same guy that's shouting, "Yeah, shoot his fucking dick off."
Yeah,
Ah, you got it right at the ankle.
I think what is worrisome is other people seeing it and doing the copycat shit, right? Where this is a great idea, we could do
I
this
can see a
more,
copycat, yeah.
and then
Well,
and why would you not
yeah.
be fearful, man? Why?
I want to know, was this meeting public? Like, was it publicized? How did the shooter know that this guy was going to be walking in the streets at this specific time, right? Because I don't know where this guy lived. Where did Brian Thompson live? Did he live in
Minnesota.
downtown Manhattan?
No, he lived in Minnesota, I believe.
So he was there on a business trip.
Yeah, so the
Or that
company
meeting.
is based out of Minnesota or something. I can't remember the specific one, but they're based there, and they were in New York City for this summit, for this
Right.
meeting. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because like what it looked like to me is that he woke up because he was by a hotel, right? That frickin' whatever Hilton, right?
Yeah, he was staying
So-
across the street or on the next block over.
Yeah, so I think he got up early, went over to Starbucks, probably got himself a coffee. But this guy, this assassin, was sitting there waiting. You know, like how did he know that this guy was going to go to Starbucks in the morning?
Well,
If that's where this guy went, I don't even know the whole story.
yeah, I
but
don't
I'm
know
just
if he
saying,
went to Starbucks.
how did this guy know the guy Brian Thompson's schedule?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I would
know.
ask that too. Like, how did he even know he was at that hotel?
Listen,
Because where like we don't look this meeting stuff up,
yeah,
right? But I bet you it's public information.
Oh, for
You
sure.
can go on like, you know, whatever and find out, oh yeah, the CEOs of United Healthcare are meeting in Manhattan this weekend to talk about blah 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 merger, right?
sure. I don't think there's any question that he could find out if he wanted to. That's not something the normal person looks up, but if you wanted to know, I'm sure even calling just the Hilton, you know what I'm saying, and saying, hey, is there a bank meeting going on? I'm supposed to be there for a meeting. Or is it at your hotel or is it the one down the street? Like, you could lie. I mean, you could do a whole bunch of shit to
Maybe.
find out where it is. And the other thing is
Like,
like,
if you asked it like that, they wouldn't tell you. It's like, hey, is fucking the CEO of this guy staying at your hotel today?
oh no, yeah, but he wasn't staying at the hotel that he was shot at. So that's the thing
Oh.
is, no, he stayed at a hotel, like I said, a block away or across the street. one of
But
the
that
two.
was the hotel where the meeting was happening? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sure you could find out. I guess that's what it comes out. I'm sure you could find out if you really wanted to. And he did somehow or another. Or he knows somebody, you know.
Well, and then there's this mystery woman. Chris, I just sent you a link to this article in the Gmail. Who is the mystery woman who fled after United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot dead? What's on the abandoned phone? And why was the assassin in Starbucks? All of these unanswered questions. So, like, I guess there was this mystery woman.
Excuse me.
I have no idea what the hell, but, you know, it is weird that he had a phone and he just ditched it there, right? Like a burner phone?
The assassin?
Yeah, who is he talking to? Right? It reminds me of like
having a burner phone is weird.
Well, because remember Jeffrey Epstein's cellmate, how he just had a burner phone?
Oh,
Who gave that fucking thing to him? And like, who was he talking to? Yeah. Obviously, the person who wanted him to kill Jeffrey Epstein, right? So this guy, this assassin, was probably talking to whoever wanted Brian Thompson dead. That's who I would assume. Why would you leave the phone there?
Does it talk about the phone in this particular Daily Mail article?
I'm assuming so. Let's see here.
I've never heard anything about a phone.
Yeah, the guy was on a phone. Let's see. Who is the shooter? Blah, 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 blah. What is on the discarded phone and where is the shooter's bike? Police say they've recovered a phone from the alley down which the shooter fled. They have not yet revealed what is on the phone or confirmed that it even belonged to the shooter. Okay. And they do say that they are performing forensic analysis on it. AKA
so the phone could have been anybody's fucking phone that they dropped.
Exactly.
New York City.
We don't even know whose phone it is, but there was one there.
Yeah. In an alley. In New York.
Near a shooting.
You know where all the homeless are that use
it up.
burner phones? They're setting it up. Of course.
They're setting it up to be the shooter's phone, dude. And they're going to find some information on there.
But what
Police
is that?
initially said that they were working with Lyft, the taxi company that owns City Bike, to track one of their e-bikes, which are fitted with GPS.
Yeah.
However, on Wednesday night, a law enforcement official told CNN that information was incorrect. It is not yet clear how the bike was obtained. City Bike have to be paid for, like you guys were saying, and the users must have memberships.
Oh.
That's what I said. They have to,
Well,
have to have an account.
I didn't know they had to have a membership.
Yes. So the bike could, of course, have been stolen or someone else's membership details could have been used. So that's interesting, dude.
But that guy claims that he found it and even found where the bike was, you know, because it shows with GPS where it went. And the guy,
which guy?
The dude on X. I know you said guys. The guy, and I wish I knew his name. It'd make it much easier, trust me. But he claims that he found the path that the bike took, which coincides with the CCTV. My thing is, if he found that, why are the cops saying like, I don't know yet? It could be wrong. You know, like,
maybe the shooter found a bike that still had time on it.
Oh yeah, that happens.
I mean,
I don't know that's how it works. I think I don't know. I feel like you get on and you put your information in, and then it tracks the miles and it charges you per the mile. And then when you get off, it stops. It goes to the next person, whoever decides to use it. But the phone situation, like let's say it was his phone. Like, it doesn't have to be some grand thing. All that phone could have been was, and that what that might tell you is that there's a second person at least knowledgeable of the situation where he's like, hey, I got this burner phone. Hey, Billy, I'm getting ready to go into Central Park. Meet me at X, Y, and Z with the car. And we can, you know what I mean? Like that kind of a situation. Like he goes to Central Park, which is a huge area, and then decides, you know, he's got a ride that's going to take him where he needs to go. I'm sure he left the island. You know what I'm saying? That would probably be first choice for him.
Yeah, this article is also talking about like what was in his backpack.
How do you
given
know
the
that?
large backpack he was carrying, he may have been like carrying a change of clothes, they said.
Yeah.
But they also said that they didn't know what he was doing before the shooting. They said that he was loitering at Starbucks. They don't know if he actually bought anything, like a food or drink.
Okay.
They don't know how long he stayed there yet.
Will you look up try to find on TikTok or X or anything the eyewitness to the shooting? There's a black gentleman, and he's talking about it. That was telling you guys about it. Go ahead.
So this is saying the annual Christmas tree lighting at the iconic Rockefeller Center.
Was that today too? Yeah.
Was tonight.
Well, that was just blocks away. That was supposed to happen tonight. So there's our answer, dude. This was a fucking satanic ritual. This was a ritual for the, yeah,
man,
the Christmas tree lighting.
Yeah, that's possible.
I'm just kidding.
Man, well,
I don't know.
I would be interesting to know. I mean, CEOs. I guarantee this guy had a lot of money, dude. Let's be real. Like, this is a CEO of a major company. You're talking about major profits, right? You just said some $93 billion.
90 something, yeah.
Whatever it was, over 90 billion. I would have to assume that he probably bumped shoulders with some of these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you find it? Did you find the guy?
No.
Eyewitness. Damn, dude. New York witness. Maybe look that up. You could hear police in the background. They're like, hey. You know, like, I don't know if they're telling to shut up or something, but.
Yeah, so Thompson lived in a 1.5 million home in Minnesota, like you were saying, with his wife and his 2 sons, I believe.
Let me see. New York City shooting witness. I might have to just find it here. So it was Minnesota. It was Minnesota, correct? Here's the guy right here.
That's where he lived, yeah.
Just save it on your thing. Send it over here and all.
It's saved. I don't know which one is the...
This says Thompson seemed to have kept a low profile and was known by few outside of the industry. He was named as CEO in 2021, blah, 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 blah.
The first one, maybe.
Okay, here.
Well, I mean, 20...
The Department of Justice launched an investigation into UnitedHealthcare last year, probing whether the insurer was unfairly restricting competitors and running a monopoly.
Dude, but see, here's my thing. Who cares? Like, would you not agree, though, that insurance companies are constantly in some kind of litigation for something? I mean, I feel like
I'm just saying, like, if it was a monopoly and they were trying to merge another, like bring in another company into UnitedHealthcare, like maybe this was a competitor sent to stop that. I don't know.
That could be.
That's what I said earlier. I said maybe somebody didn't want this merger to happen.
Maybe it was the CEO
Yeah, it's like
of the
pharma
merging
companies
company.
fighting with each other. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah, he's like, "Fuck you! Why can't I be the CEO of this shit?" You know what I mean? No, I'm joking. Play this gentleman right here.
Okay.
I hear the 3 shots. I was parking down there in the car. I hear 3 shots. Yeah, and then when I looked, there's a man down. Yeah. Yeah, and then the guy crossed and then he ran. He's a white male, all in black, with a backpack. He crossed this way. That was Z. And then I called 911. But yeah, maybe someone else already called. But the guy, he was here in this corner the whole night. Yeah.
Who was on the corner?
The guy who shot the guy.
Really?
Was
Weird.
standing across the street?
The driver told me he was hanging around whole night waiting for the guy, the shooter, and he just inside the car waiting for him. Soon he see him, he just shot him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, what does that mean? I don't know. But
I can't wait for that video to be auto-tuned and like have a song, like an auto-tuned song.
He was standing on the corner all night.
The driver got out and shot the man. Shot the man.
I was sitting in my car all night.
Yeah.
Listen, 2 people though.
Backpack, all black, wearing black. You know what I mean? Like, white man. I can't wait, dude.
Clack, clack. You know what I'm saying? No.
He was a white man, wearing all black, had a backpack. Oh yeah, he shot the man. Shot a man dead. Oh yes, hey. I can just hear it right now, dude.
3 shots, but not in the head. Bung, bung, bung.
One in the calf, it might have been his dick. Yeah, I don't know. I get it.
Might have been his dick.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just saying you got 2 different people, man. 2 different people saying that they saw him all night long. I don't know, man. Do it, Greg. You're fucking good at the auto-tune shit. Let's fucking make it happen, dude.
I could.
Too soon?
I can fucking make it rain.
Too soon?
I'll make it rain.
Nothing's too soon. I bet that guy was a valet driver, I assume, right?
I don't know.
He said he was parking the car, or he's bringing the car, or whatever, and he's seen the guy there in the corner all night long.
That last guy that was speaking with the accent, what do you think his name was?
Abdul. I don't know.
What's the most common name? Come on now.
Muhammad?
There it is, dude. His jacket says it. Moha.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that's his name.
Yeah, sure. I think it is. Either way, I'm just saying you got 2 people who both are saying one way or the other that this guy was out here all night long.
All night long.
Well, dude, look at this though. So down in this article, like towards the end.
Strong. Clack, clack. No,
dude, you guys are still making my nipples hard.
I know, dude. I'm trying, dude.
The subtle, smooth voice.
Yeah.
The dentures really add intonation, Chris.
That gives you the lubrication.
The denture list.
The
man.
denture lube, you know what I'm saying?
That sudden whistle every now and then, you know?
Yeah. It's that hot glue, you know what I'm saying? They got
Hawk
that-
and glue.
glue. God, man.
Well, so in this article, it's saying in May this year, Thompson and other executives were subsequently sued for alleged fraud and insider trading. There was a complaint that was lodged by a pension fund who claimed that Thompson had failed to tell investors about a DOJ probe before unloading 31% of his personal company shares, taking in $15.1 million in profit.
Ooh.
The company alleges that Thompson and other execs collectively sold over $100 million in company stock during the 4-month period when insiders knew about the federal investigation and the public did not. There was also a large data breach in February, one of the largest healthcare data breaches in U.S. history. 1/3 of Americans' private data, including social security numbers, had been compromised.
Oh shit.
So there's like a lot of shit happening with this company, dude. And that guy personally, like profiting $15.1 million off of his personal stocks, 31%.
Yeah.
He sold that off before something happened, like before this probe, right? The DOJ probe, like, would tank the stock because it's like, oh, I don't have confidence in this company. This guy's under federal investigation. What's going on?
Yeah, right.
So there's a lot of money being lost here. I don't know.
It makes me
Could be a
wonder
motive.
if, like, if there was, obviously there was other shit going on over a period of time with this company, right?
Yeah.
And then also this meeting with the fucking merger. Maybe this is probably somebody that's disgruntled, right? Either somebody that the insurance company fucked them over, or it was somebody that had a financial stake in it. Either did it himself or had somebody go do it.
Okay.
I mean, why else?
Yeah.
Why else would you? Why? Those are the only reasons why you would have somebody killed or kill somebody, especially like that.
Well, money, dude. Like, that's the biggest motive driver to me. Well, when I think about these types of things, not that I would ever do this. Never. I would never do this. But I think that this guy was doing a job for somebody else because a lot of money was lost. And it's in Manhattan, dude. I don't know. Like, when you think of the mob and you think of old school, you think of New York, Manhattan area, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if this was somebody like a hit job for hire. It looks like a hit job for hire, like 100% to me. I know, Dave, you were saying like this kind of looks like
It does
some maybe personal motive.
Yeah. It's hard to say, man. I just feel like there's so many other avenues when you're talking about a high profile figure, right? Which arguably is not, but he is in the sense of like wealth and obviously, and to be fair, UnitedHealth has 4 branches. He's just the CEO of one. Okay, one of those 4 branches. So he's not necessarily. I think he's could be part of the biggest branch of the 4. He might be but either way, there's other people. To your point earlier, there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to health insurance, man.
Yeah, and that's my
so
point. Is
why
like
him?
what does killing him do? You know what I mean? What is it? That doesn't really cripple the company at all.
No, it does not.
So it's more of a personal thing, or this is like a hit for a specific reason.
Well, and
like,
that may come. You know, that may show itself at some point when more information comes out, or who he knows, or why he did, or was there I mean, listen, it could go all the way to the fact that he was having an affair. This was a fucking lover.
The wife did it.
I'm just saying, like, when it's this early, it's really hard to tell, right? Because like at this point, it's just a shooting, you know. So we don't know the motive to this guy. Hasn't been caught. We don't know what his motive is. But to your point earlier, like shooting this guy who is a figure, who's leads one of the branches of this company, could just be sending a message to the others, which I think is what you touched on earlier, that he was the chosen one. You know what I'm saying? Like. This is to put notice on everybody in the insurance company that if you keep fucking with the citizens, we're gonna, I don't know. I mean, that seems logical to me. When you got crazy people.
I'm gonna throw a curveball out here.
As expected.
What do you guys think? Because there is like some pictures of this guy's half of his face, his eyes, right?
Yeah, it's
Masks are covered, like his head is covered.
Yeah.
You can see his hands are bare
Yeah.
in Starbucks, but they're covered in gloves when he performs the shooting.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all throughout the pandemic, you had people wearing masks. You had Palantir program still kind of helping people identify using AI algorithms, the facial recognition, all this stuff. Snapchat was putting out these filters like, hey, put your face up to your blah, 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 put on your mask, and then we can identify your face still through the mask. Those types of algorithms are going wild. So what if they're using this as a method to push this AI algorithm? Hey, let's find this guy using this Palantir system. You know what I mean? Like a state of art type of,
man. I don't think that's like illogical by any means to think that that could be the case. I don't know if it's effective. I got to be honest with you. But I think it's not out of the realm. I mean, of course, but this is like one case. Like, I don't know that. How do you think that this wins people over? Because I think the majority of people don't want their face being, accessible to businesses and other such things constantly. So if they come out and they say,
that's why you'd have to sell it as a good thing, right?
Well,
like, look, it caught the creepy killer who was at large. You know what I mean? Like, he could have killed somebody next, but we stopped it. Thank God we have this program that caught him, that kind of thing.
Sure, man. Yeah. I mean, businesses are going to do businesses, you know what I'm saying? Like they're going to do their thing. And, I can understand where they could say like, yeah, we track people. I was telling you about the stadium in Los Angeles, Intuit Stadium, the basketball stadium, where everything's face recognition. Like you literally just grab shit and it sees that it's you and it fucking charges your account. It's wild shit. Now, everybody that goes to that stadium understands those things, right? So you go at your own risk, right? You know that that's what they do, and you choose to go see the game, and that's part of the trade-off. But as a whole, like national level, I don't see them saying like, listen, AI was able, or like this face recognition program was able to catch this killer. That's why we need to implement this. I think most people will be like, yeah, fuck that shit. Like that's, that's one case, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not, you could have tracked the fucking scooter. You could have, he wasn't wearing gloves in Starbucks. You're going to tell me that you're not going to fingerprint that fucking area? Like Starbucks doesn't have cameras. He didn't sit down somewhere. He didn't put his hands on the table. Like it's 6 a.m. It's, I'm sure it's rather busy, but there's other avenues to find this guy that's traditional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, from the pictures we've seen of him in Starbucks, it's literally just him standing and kind of like standing like by the counter. He does have his hands like kind of close to the counter, so he might have ordered something.
Sure.
And like if he did order something, did he take a drink of it and then throw the cup away? And then you have now his DNA somewhere.
Yeah, because if he was actually lingering around this area all night, as reported, that coffee cup, if he did order one, right, that's hypothetical, but if he did, that coffee cup's in the area. You know what I'm saying? You could literally grab that trash bag because it's now, property of the city. And they could test every single one of them and probably find some hit on that guy somewhere. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the DNA. Yeah.
But again, like, why do we need to? And I think that's a fair point. I think anytime you see this kind of stuff, that's an issue. But a masked person is not uncommon. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has been a thing forever and ever. People masking themselves. I don't think that this looks suspicious. He's wearing a hoodie. He's covering his face. He has a mask on. Like, this is what a bank robber would look like. This is what a fucking guy that's stealing a car is going to look like in general. So I don't find any of it like odd, and I think they're going to find this guy within the next day or two, to be honest with you.
Well, what's weird is I'm going to bookmark this. Apparently, Palantir Technologies, this was on December 3rd. So yesterday, the day before the shooting, skyrocketed in the stock market. You'll see the 24-hour mark. Like if you scroll down, I don't know it's hard to say like skyrocketed because I don't know what the y-axis is.
Yeah.
They hid the values, so this could be like 1 cent to 2 cents. Who knows?
Up a cliff. Though.
Well, okay, so I don't know.
It went up $3 to what is that? 6.4% or 5.44%. So it skyrocket. I take it back.
I mean that is a significant jump. I mean, because they're talking, it's all over the news right before the show started that Bitcoin hit 6 digits and it went up 7%.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a significant.
This was
percentage, yeah.
reported, multiple people talking about this, and this is, I think, a little deceiving because what I heard was as soon as the shooting was released that he was shot and people started talking about it, it went up 4 to 5% after the shooting, not before the shooting. So
what Bitcoin did?
No, this Palantir technology, the company, whatever United is under, if this is what United is under, but that company went up, 6%, 5%. I think it's been changing, but ever since the shooting, it has skyrocketed upwards. I don't know that I haven't seen anybody talking about previous to the shooting, it skyrocketed and then all of a sudden he was shot.
So what you're saying is I need to buy some Palantir stock.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that photo and that tweet is from December 3rd. I mean,
okay.
and it said
December
today.
3rd?
Yeah. So that was on December 3rd, the day before the shooting at 6:49 a.m. So I don't know. It's just something to keep a track of. Like
that's a weird thing, though. Why would you post that before anything? Like that's just a weird. Like some dude's like, this is odd, and just post it the day before. I think this guy's involved. Who the fuck posted that? You know what I'm saying? We should be looking at that dude.
I mean, this guy might be a stock trader. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, it's a weird post,
I mean,
man.
the
Very
last
random.
refuge, the guy who shared it, he says, "Welcome to the future. Palantir is the gatekeeper for all your facial recognition permissions." And this goes back to JD Vance and Peter Thiel.
Palantir is already going down again. So
of course. How much? Not much. No, it's just staying steady for the most part. It's only down 0.15, bro.
it's down.
I don't know, man. I think that the key to this whole thing is going to be catching this gentleman. I wouldn't even call him a gentleman, but this jerk, this person. They're going to find him, I think, in the next couple of days. I think New York has so many CCTV cameras. It's going to take some time for them to nail it down, but it would not shock me one bit to see some CCTV camera show him getting into a car and they'll get the license plate from the red light that's down the street, and then you'll see him caught. And I just think if you had a gun to my head and you said, what do you think this is? I think they catch this guy and he has some grievance about something that happened. And it's going to be, I think the more logical approach to me is he's going to have this really sad story about my wife was sick with cancer and you guys wouldn't fucking save her. And now I'm here with my 2 kids. And people are going to have this sympathy card. And that seems like such a good play. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm not saying I don't have sympathy, but I'm saying that card, when he goes to a jury, if that's the case, unless he does something to unalive himself, and he says, my whole life was ripped from me because you guys wouldn't give her the treatment she needed. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I mean,
I just think it's...
I don't know.
No.
I don't think they find the guy, honestly. Like, I'm going to say it right now. Like, I'll put $5 on it. I don't think they find this guy. If they do find this guy, I bet you it's with the Palantir facial recognition program. That's, part of the bet.
Okay.
But I like Karina here in the chat. She's saying, what about the lady on the side who dipped out? Like, oops, let me get the F out of here.
Well, yeah, we never really touched on that. What was that about?
So, Chris, do you still have that article up?
Yeah.
So it says, who is the mystery woman? Footage of the attack shows a figure who appears to be a woman dressed in the dark clothing and holding a coffee cup, fleeing from the doorway as the assassin opens fire just meters away. We do not know who this person is. There's no suggestion that they were involved.
No.
She was just like cowering in the corner.
My
like,
guess,
oh, shit.
yeah, my guess is somebody just fucking died and she's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Or was getting shot in the process.
Oh, yeah,
of
maybe she
getting
thought
shot.
she was going to get shot. She was like, oh,
hell yeah,
fuck,
I'd be
God.
running too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, listen, with modern times, man, and you hear gunshots going off, multiple gunshots.
Man with a gun!
She guaranteed thought it was her fucking end right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's close range. This guy's just shooting anybody that's around. Like, it wouldn't shock me either if she kind of came as a witness at some point. I mean, I would imagine, unless she just, fuck it, I'm not saying anything about anything. But it wouldn't shock me if she reached out eventually and just said, I was the one standing there. This is what I saw. I don't really know what she's going to add to the fucking table. You know what I mean? To the whole plate. Yeah, it was a black outfit, backpack, and a bike.
Yeah.
You know, like, what? I mean, what do you say?
Maybe she'll be part of the auto-tune song too.
Unless he said something. Now, see, that would be interesting.
Oh, unless
right?
he actually said something.
If he spoke or he made a statement or said something as he was shooting, or as he was running. I mean, that would obviously be helpful if he was like,
Yeah,
you got what you got, come and do, or some,
Because then you could bring her in and say they had people line up on the wall, and you're like, okay, what did he say? And he said, you got, motherfucker. And she's like, okay, I need everyone to say, you got what you got, motherfucker. And they do one at a time, and then she identifies.
It sounded like the assassin and had dentures.
She identified the per vocal.
Per vocal. That's the old school way.
Yeah.
It was number 3. The guy's like, what the fuck? I was taking a shit at that time. What are you talking about?
I was talking to my turd. You got what you got, motherfucker.
So $5, man. You put in $5. He's not going to get caught. $5.
I say he's not going to get caught, but if he does get caught, there is a but in this.
Okay,
there's
so
a clause.
he's
Okay,
not going to.
But if he does get caught, it will be due to the facial recognition program of Palantir.
Okay.
Specifically Palantir.
I'll take that $5 bet. I can Venmo you if I'm wrong. I'll do that with you.
Okay.
I think he will
Let's
get
do
caught. The only thing is you can't sit there and say, well, they just didn't say that it was the face. Because if that's CCTV, like, how are we going to, because there could always be partially, I guess, right?
No, they would have to come out and say it.
Okay.
Because, like, that's part of the deal. You know what I mean? Like, you got to boost this program's publicity and say, and you got to introduce the public to it. You know what I mean? Because no one knows what Palantir is unless you look this shit up.
I think that's a good bet, dude. I think that's a fair bet on both parts, man. I think that's very possible that you're right. I think it's very possible that I'm right, that he would just be caught and it's going to be some. I'm not adding any caviar to the situation. I think that he
caviar.
Yeah, dude. I'm a little.
What are we, rich?
Yeah,
some
I'm adding
little
caviar,
fucking
bro.
snails and shit.
Yeah, no, it's that fucking fish, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get that fish juice. No, caviar is actually, isn't it caviar? That's snails, right?
Snails.
What's the fish? What is that?
Sushi.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about fish eggs.
The fish eggs?
Bro.
I think that's.
No, yeah, that is caviar.
That is caviar.
Yeah.
Snails are escargot.
Oh.
There
Okay,
you
threw
go.
me off. Escargot. But caviar, adding a little caviar to this. A little high end. I'm not going to add any additional high end. See what I'm saying?
I
think the
that.
man is just going to get caught. I don't know when. I think in the next couple of days, honestly. I think that they're probably already looking at all these cameras. New York is filled with cameras. If he went into Central Park, there's at some point they're going to see him leave Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'll find the car or something to that nature, and they will track him down. It may be a while, but I do think he will get
I'm
caught.
going to say he either gets caught, but then nothing happens to him, or he's already dead.
I like that.
You think he's already dead? Why wouldn't you just take him out right there? Why would you just not, like...
Because he's got nothing left to live for.
Yeah, but just shoot him, then shoot yourself. It's like a murder-suicide.
Maybe he thought about it later, and he's like, I'm never getting away with this. I'm never getting away with this. They're going to catch me. I just got to fucking do it now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. Or maybe he gets caught and he fucking pussies out and he's like, yeah.
So KCPDX says they will find him 100%. Now, the question, KCPDX, would be, is it face recognition or CCTV?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you're onto something. I think I like the way you went with this, dude. I really do. Because you're the objective of he's not going to get found, but you threw in the he will be found by face recognition. I think that's
and it could honestly they could use the CCTV and input that into the Palantir system because the platform. Well, no, I'm
joking,
serious.
I'm joking.
Like
I know.
you got to use facial recognition with the video footage that you caught, right? Like you're not just gonna like
mugshot
recreate
count? So if they use it as like, hey, this is the picture.
Well, if
we
they had a
found,
mugshot, that means he's already caught.
But see, that is technically facial recognition, though. I'm saying if he has a previous mugshot and they compare him with somebody else. I mean,
no, I'm going off of like
AI computer.
So when I think of like Palantir, they collect all available footage of who they think this guy is from that crime scene, like the Starbucks camera, the street corner camera, and you put that footage all together. You're mixing in, I'm assuming, mannerisms, like how the guy walked, how he ran. I'm assuming they would try to collect data on everybody who's walking around, and they have cameras that is just basically watching people's motion. Because I think they can get it down to a science where they can measure the way that you walk, like your posture, you know what I mean? And they can tie it down to you. You're like, dude, this was you. Like your posture is, there's people out there, there's businesses out there that I think know you better than you know you. They know what time you take a shit, your iPhone, knows what time you take a shit. It knows like when you're going places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just your iPhone.
Yeah. I think I know.
And it
pretty
watches
well.
you masturbate too. So you better cover that fucking camera.
I don't cover it up. I
That's
just look
true.
at it. I just fucking eye contact that sucker
Yeah,
the whole
it's
time.
it's right at me.
I mean,
every time.
if you're watching, like, have at it, my friend.
Oh,
But it's
left
not
hand.
much of a show, but I am going to make eye contact with you the whole fucking time.
What if somebody texts you a video compilation of like 15 times of you orgasming from your iPhone?
I would post it on Twitter, and then I would say, this is what it looks like to be the other person in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the face I make. I mean,
Here's what
shit.
you're missing, ladies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just that weird fucking... Yeah, because there's nothing like...
I feel like it would be very uneventful. It'd just be like,
Yeah.
I think it would be very eventful, especially in certain
Dave
situations.
just falls asleep in his own jizz.
Yeah, I just...
He's just like, oh, my jizz puddle. I got to clean this
It's
up.
like-
it's just
It's comfy.
If you notice here, Dave's in the shower and his knees get weak as he's he's quivering quite intensively.
His butt cheeks clench.
in the shower. Whoa, I whistled hard that
Yeah,
time.
dude, I was gonna say, bro.
Holy moly.
In the shower though, like your phone has survived that much, huh?
Oh, I got a rack that has
Oh.
all the soap and shit up
Oh,
there.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because you don't go in to take a hot shower, you put that fucking phone up there, you watch a little fucking YouTube or something, whatever you're doing.
I don't take my phone in the shower.
Oh, I do for sure. I have for
Costs too
sure.
much money to get it wet.
It's not waterproof.
Yeah. Danielson said, would it be Dave's
maybe.
dumpster face?
No one will ever know what that face looked like. I don't even know
Yeah,
what
that
that
was
face looked
before-
like.
That was
long
something like
before
this.
Yeah, that was that was more of like hobo San Francisco face of just like, who's here?
Quick draw.
What's this? Who's looking? You know what I'm saying? Get away, Safeway lady. You know
I
what I'm
can
saying?
just imagine like him peeking up over the dumpster.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Some lady comes out. It smells funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a crime. I think what I, there was
You
no one
smell
around.
funny, lady.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens to this guy, dude.
Dude,
We'll see
it's
if-
an interesting story, man. I'll tell you that. I don't know if it means anything, but it's one of those stories that just is captivating, and I think it's interesting. And at the end of the day, the man lost his life. He does have a family, so obviously there's grieving people. And I certainly don't want to put him all as the reason that the insurance companies are terrible. He is a human being at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that it's kind of gross that people are saying it's justified. But,
Yeah, it's fucked up.
well, Greg muted.
You muted.
He's muted right now. Cheers to you, Greg.
It's on your end.
No, there it is.
No, you're
on.
back now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, there we go.
There we go.
He might be an evil piece of shit, but hey, it's not for us to decide whether he lives or dies.
It's not.
That's up to God.
There you go.
Oh.
Cheers to you, my friend. Greg, cheers to you. Everybody have a great Wednesday. We will be back Friday for a call-in show.
Yeah, hit us up on Patreon, everybody.
Cheers.
Later.
Sayonara.